Hi Gemini, let's see what the cards have for you for this short mid-July read. Current situation, we've got the King of Swords, nice. Wow, okay, the Devil in the influencing energies and the Knight of Pentacles in the outcome, clarified by the Two of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles. A lot of grounded energy there. Wow, bottom of the deck, the Knight of Swords. He's entirely the opposite type of energy. The Lovers, the Ace of Cups, the Tower. Okay. There are some powerful energies in the background here that may or may not come to the surface. This is available to you if you allow it to come in. And particularly that Tower, there may be something that wants to come in if things don't shift quickly enough or in the right direction for you. And there's definitely a shift that needs to take place in here. Now, as I said, this Knight of Swords is entirely opposite to the Pentacles energies that are all through this, particularly this Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is the slowest card in the deck. The Knight of Swords is basically the fastest card in the deck. He can be a little reckless, but he's also not afraid to take a risk, and he's coming at us head on in this particular card. His thoughts are flying, he's got a plan, and he's driving forward with it. Underneath that is this Lover's card, and with this Two of Pentacles, there's this sense of having two paths that you could take here. There's this choice that can be made. And what I'm feeling with this Knight of Swords is to just give you a little bit of a caution to not rush in too quickly. It feels like the support, the energy that's driving you, it's this fast blowing wind. And it can sweep you along very quickly in whichever direction you decide to take. What I'm seeing so far is that these cards are asking you to make sure you're grounded in reality and know what you want before you fly headfirst into this, because it feels like because you're going so fast, whichever choice you make, you're going to be a long way along the path before you have a chance to change direction if you decide that you want to change direction. So you're better off choosing the path that works for you from the beginning, because this will fly you forward very, very quickly. It's very optimistic with that Lover's card, and with that Ace of Cups as well. There's a lot of love, a lot of universal support. What I'm feeling now with this Tower underneath there is that this is kind of saying that if you do fly forward and you happen to be on the wrong path, this Tower is going to come in and kind of knock you back onto the right path, which is why you're better off knowing where you want to go from the beginning, what it is that you truly want and how you want to get there. Which brings me to the current situation, which is this incredible King of Swords, clarified by this Two of Pentacles. Now, the King of Swords has a lot of clarity, a lot of wisdom, a lot of intelligence. He has this high spiritual wisdom. What I love about this King of Swords, he's very action orientated, and he's pointing the direction using that high spiritual wisdom and his own intelligence, his intellect, his wisdom, his knowledge that he's gained through a lifetime of experience. So this is the kind of energy that you are landing in as you weigh up these options. This is where we come to this Knight of Swords. Now, the Pentacles are telling me that this is very grounded in your material world. Whatever this choice is, this is not so much a romantic choice, an emotional choice. Even though you've got swords, it's not even really an intellectual choice. It's not about, what you're going to study at university or anything like that. This is something about what you want to do in the world. And this Two of Pentacles is asking you to weigh up your priorities. What is it that is most important to you, and what do you want to bring into the world? Now, the influencing energies are very interesting. You have both the Devil and the Eight of Pentacles. The Devil is saying, ooh, I just got the words better the devil you know. That's very interesting. So these are the lovers in this Devil card. The two lovers are the ones that, in this particular deck, they don't actually appear to be the same people. In the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, they actually are represented by the same people. The two lovers are chained to the Devil. So what I'm feeling is this choice that you're deliberating over, with that better the devil you know, I'm not getting at the moment, and we'll have a look further in these cards, I'm not getting at the moment whether that's the advice, better the devil you know, or whether that's what is influencing you right now because you're in a bit of a devil's trap. You're in a bit of a bind at the moment where you're probably caught in old patterns or old belief systems that are hampering your ability to see clearly with the blindfolds there. So with the Eight of Pentacles, what it feels like to me is the way through this, the way to see whether the devil you know, being the safer option, is just your own old patterns and thought systems and belief systems, or whether that is actually the best way forward. The way to get that clarity is to ground yourself in something it's some skill you're working on, some skill that you're mastering, some hobby you started, work that you're doing, something it could be quite a creative pursuit as well. Could be literally gardening. He's watering these sunflowers, but whatever it is, it's something that requires patience, perseverance, and dedication. Focus on this task, this project, this hobby, whatever this is in the world that really grounds you, gets you out of your head, and helps you to gain this higher wisdom, this higher clarity. The good thing is that because you do have that tower under there, I'm feeling like ultimately you're breaking out of this old pattern, whether you're following the old path, old familiar path, or you're choosing the path that's new with this Two of Pentacles. If you do accidentally go on a path that ultimately is not part of your destiny, and the Destiny card, the Wheel of Fortune, has been coming up a lot during July. What I'm sensing is if you do happen to fly forward on a path that is actually not the right path for you, that tower's going to come in and knock you back onto the right one. It might not be comfortable, which is why it is always better to go with the right one, with the right path. But at least you know that there is an out there for you if you do happen to find it along the way that, oh, actually, I chose the wrong path after all. You don't need to worry about it. The universe seems to have your back with this. Now, with your outcome, this is very much, this, as I said, this Knight of Pentacles is the slowest card in the deck. This is asking you to make sure you make plans, that you know exactly what you're doing and where you're going and how you're going to get there before you even take the first step. He's got his map printed out. He's heading off on an adventure. He knows where he's going, but he's checking it again before he starts off. That's exactly what I said before. You want to make sure you know where you're going before you set off. And in particular, because you have this devil energy, what I'm feeling is you're not trusting yourself. That's the sense the devil card is giving me. You have all of this clarity and wisdom, and you actually know where you want to go. But there's this sense of distrust in you, which has left you feeling like you need to weigh up your priorities and your options and figure out whether this new path that's available to you is the right path or whether you should stick to what you know. And again, I'm not seeing right or wrong either way, and it's going to be different for each person out there. You're all on different paths. This is referring to different situations for all of you. So for some of you, the right path will be to stick with what you know. For some of you, that saying better the devil you know is just your thoughts, your thought patterns playing games with you and keeping you restricted. And the new path is actually the path that you need to take. But either way, these cards are asking you to just ground yourself. You have 4 Pentacles cards here. They're all asking you to ground yourself, take your time with this, really plan things out, think about every avenue that you can take, and know that when you step forward, it's going to move you very, very quickly. So just because you start off slow doesn't mean that it's going to continue that way. It's actually the exact opposite. The moment you take a step forward, it feels like it's going to accelerate very, very quickly. So these cards are really asking you to take your time, figure out what it is you want to do. Now, this 3 of Pentacles as the clarifier for this Knight of Pentacles is suggesting that there's going to be some support, some collaboration with people around you. It feels quite positive. I get the vibe of a kind of early 2000s startup, you know, that fun, chilled vibe, no idea what's going to happen, but we're just going to go for it, and it ends up being really successful. It's got that flavor to it. So whatever this is, whether it's work or a hobby or whatever you're manifesting in your world, keep the fun in it. So even as you're planning and plotting and making sure all the details are exact, make sure you keep the fun, the lightheartedness, the optimism of this, because that's what's going to sustain you as well. I feel like that's why the Lovers and the Ace of Cups are in there. They're bringing that heart into it. Because they're hidden under this, I feel like it could be a little bit more difficult for you to reach because you are trying to get all of the details just right. And you're doing the right thing by doing that. You're doing the right thing by taking your time, weighing things up, grounding, figuring out the details. But just make sure you bring in this heart with the Lovers and the Ace of Cups. And I feel like that's the trigger point. If your heart is not fully in it, if you're not keeping your heart connected with whatever choice this is, that's when we might discover that you've gone on the wrong path too quickly with that Knight of Swords, and the Tower will need to come in and shake things up a bit. I hope that'll make sense. Let me pull some advice cards for you from the Rider-Waite Tarot. Oh, there we go. Hey, the Eight of Cups. Walking away from what no longer serves you. This is part of seeing things clearly, because that moon in the top corner there is an eclipse. Basically, it's the moon coming out from in front of the sun. The sun is shining again and you can see what's laid out in front of you. So this is it's taking the blindfolds off, asking you to see clearly, really look at what it is your heart wants, because these are cups. These are asking you to check in with your heart. Again, don't get so caught up in the details of what's happening in the material world that you forget about what your heart really wants. But ultimately, this is about a shift away from things that just aren't working for you. That's why this has come in. And that's again why there's that weighing up of options there with the Two of Pentacles, because for some of you, walking away means taking a new direction. And for others of you, it means looking at this new path that's opened up before you and choosing not to take it. So it's going to be different for all of you, as I said. The Fool. Okay, this is leading more towards you having a brand new adventure, walking away from what no longer serves you and starting on something brand new. Okay, we're definitely leaning towards taking a new path here, Gemini. That's very exciting. So he is taking a risk. He's taking a leap. He wants to see. I think I had exactly the same thing with Taurus. It's about taking a leap of faith. I mean, there's so much optimism in this card. Again, I do want to just clarify that you do need to have the grounding and the details set up. That's what these cards are really warning you about, just to make sure you've got the details set up. Because this Fool could be starting a brand new adventure, but he could also fall off the edge of the cliff, which is, again, where that Tower would come back in for us. So keep your heart in it. Keep your heart involved. Know what it is that you want, but also stay optimistic and open and positive about all of this, because it's very, very exciting. Wow. Okay, this flipped over in the deck. You've got the Hermit. I mean, as an advice card, it's very obvious what that card is. He's saying you need to go within, very much a going within card. Again, check in with your heart. What does your heart want? He's lighting his own path. So this is telling me that this choice is yours. You can't let yourself get too influenced by the people around you, by the voices around you, because only you will know what's best for you. So let that light shine your path. With the Hermit, the big message is you may not be able to see all the way, but at least you can see the next one or two steps. It's the same with the Fool. He's looking up. He can't see where he's going. He's just so full of optimism, which is why there is that risk of falling off the edge of the cliff. The Hermit helps to ground the Fool. The Fool is looking up. The Hermit's looking down. This is a really beautiful message from these three cards. They're all asking you to take this leap. Walk away from what's not serving you, find a new path, but make sure you know exactly what it is that you want, and trust yourself, trust your inner guidance, your inner wisdom. If you can't hear your inner wisdom, I mean, the world is so noisy right now. We've got so much in our heads and in our ears and on screens. It's very hard to hear our intuition. So if you can take time out to be quiet, meditate, go sit in nature, all of that's really beneficial. If none of that's working, try to pay attention to your dreams, because our subconscious mind will give us messages from our dreams, little hints about what it is we're actually really, really wanting. And that can help you make this decision about where you're going, what to do next, and which path is best for you. Again, it's going to come in fast when it's ready. All right. I'm just going to pull 3 final message cards. It's just a quick read for you, Gemini. Okay, the Four of Cups. Yeah, there's definitely some dissatisfaction going on, which is why the advice was to walk away from what's not serving you. But this is another card saying make sure you don't close yourself off. Don't close your heart off to the universe wanting to bring in this Ace of Cups. That's what that cup is. That's the universe offering you that Ace of Cups. So yeah, you're dissatisfied at the moment, and that has been the trigger for this story, it feels like. Okay, yeah, we've got the Seven of Pentacles. These are all the same kind of messages. And we've got another Pentacles card. This is asking you to stop and assess. This is very like the Two of Pentacles, very like the Hermit. Stop and assess where you are now, where you've come from, and where you want to go next, and what you want to take with you on your path. This is just a card of assessing. You've worked hard at something. You've put a lot of time and effort in. Just figure out if you want to keep going along that path or take what you've earned and move on to something new. It's another card of patience and assessment. Okay, yep. Knight of Pentacles. That when you get the same card twice, you really pay attention to it. So that's the big message. Remember, these are the final messages. Really take your time with this. This Knight of Pentacles is very, very patient, and he's laying the seeds. He's laying the groundwork for something to put down strong roots and grow healthy and lasting and be really fruitful long into the future. So trust this energy. Take your time with this. Really assess what it is you want. Now, I do need to bring up, you've got the Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck with this one. Oh, okay, you've got the Five of Wands and the Hierophant. Wow, Wheel of Fortune. There is a destiny moment coming. This is part of your destiny here. This is part of your story. But what I'm sensing, the reason all of these grounding messages are coming in is because, and remember I said with the Hermit, trust yourself, trust what you know is right for you. You may end up having petty arguments and squabbles that are just wasting a lot of your energy and bringing in a lot of anxious thoughts, causing a bit of stress. This is probably what you need to get away from, and it's very much why this Hermit is asking you to come in. This is an exciting adventure. You can walk away from all of these anxious thoughts, and this Hierophant is asking you to take this higher spiritual wisdom. If you need advice, go to someone who's much more grounded and has much more insight into this particular situation than the people around you that just want to wave their wands around and cause trouble. But whatever this is part of your destiny with that Wheel of Fortune. I can't believe that's popped up again. It's still all in the background there. But this Nine of Swords, it's very like this Knight of Swords. These two both feel like they're potential cards. The potential is there for you to get really stressed. But you don't need to. This is the advice is all of this is asking you to just stay grounded and go within and trust your own inner wisdom. And this Knight of Swords has the potential to fly you forward in a rapid way on a brand new path. And it's just asking you, all of these cards are just asking you to just be a little bit cautious before you head off, because you want to make sure you're going in the right direction. All of that I've already said, but this is looking very, very positive, Gemini. I wish you all the best.